Imagine for a moment that every single human being on the planet suddenly vanished, without warning and without any logical explanation. An instant disappearance that would leave Earth without anyone to control it or witness it. At first, it might seem like nothing extraordinary would happen. Cars would keep moving for a few seconds until they crashed or rolled to a stop. Planes in flight would continue their course until fuel ran out. Trains would keep going until they derailed. In those first hours, the world would still bear our marks. City lights would still glow. Computers would keep running. Phones would continue receiving signals. But everything would start to fade little by little. After only a few hours, a strange silence would be noticeable. No more car engines. No more footsteps on the sidewalks. No more people in parks or stores. Just empty buildings waiting to decay. Our cities depend entirely on us. Power plants would fail very quickly. Most energy systems require constant human maintenance. And within days, the lights would go out forever. At that moment, darkness would cover the cities. The stars would shine brighter. And for the first time in thousands of years, the night sky would appear clear without the pollution of lights we created. Domesticated animals, used to being fed and cared for by humans, would face a harsh fate. Dogs would roam in packs searching for food. Cats might survive longer, but many fragile breeds would not make it. Wild animals, on the other hand, would start to enter cities without fear. Foxes, wolves, wild boars, and birds would appear everywhere, reclaiming spaces that once belonged entirely to humans. After a month, the world would already look different. Weeds would begin sprouting through the asphalt. Nature would start taking over the spaces we occupied for decades. And everything would look like a post-apocalyptic experiment. Meanwhile, nuclear power plants would pose risks without human maintenance. Some of them would experience malfunctions, and radioactive disasters could poison surrounding areas. After a few months, abandoned buildings would begin to show the first signs of collapse. Glass shattered by wind and storms, roofs breaking apart, and moisture seeping into every corner. Our modern world is built to look strong only with constant upkeep. And without our hands, everything that appears durable would start to fall apart. After a year, the landscape would be dramatically different. Streets overgrown with vegetation, animals establishing new territories, and many cities looking like concrete jungles, overtaken by nature. Most of what we have built would not last long. Metal would rust, plastic would slowly decay, but our traces would remain visible for decades, telling that a species once ruled this planet. After 10 years, nature would have regained balance. Rivers would clean themselves. The air would become fresher than ever, and the atmosphere would be free from the constant pollution we produced every day. Reforestation would spread at an incredible pace. Cities like New York, London, or Tokyo would be covered in trees and plants. The roads would be indistinguishable from the wild growth around them. After several decades, the tallest buildings would collapse under the power of wind and erosion. Only some iconic structures built with stone or reinforced concrete would remain standing. The pyramids of Egypt, medieval castles and other stone monuments would still be there, serving as silent witnesses of a civilization that once existed. The Statue of Liberty or the Eiffel Tower would last for a while, but oxidation, storms, and time would wear them down until they eventually crumbled. After 100 years, it would be difficult for any future intelligent being to realize that there was once a technological civilization here, because nature would have taken almost everything back. Even traces of concrete would be covered with soil and greenery, and wildlife would flourish across every continent. However, not everything would disappear. The plastic we created would remain for thousands of years, breaking down slowly into microparticles that would spread into oceans and soil. Our satellites would continue orbiting Earth for decades. Some would fall back, some would burn in the atmosphere, but others could stay there for centuries. On the moon, the flags and equipment left by astronauts would remain almost untouched because there is no wind or rain to wear them down. Within thousands of years, the planet would have healed its wounds. Tropical forests would return, deserts would shift in form, and animal life would thrive in every corner. A future visitor from another planet would find a living world full of life, but without a single human, a planet reborn. Yet, our traces would not vanish entirely. There would still be remnants of concrete, perhaps some bunkers hidden underground, and plastic as a testimony of our way of life. In the oceans, shipwrecks and submarines would remain for centuries, serving as homes for marine life. After millions of years, almost every sign of our civilization would be gone. Only fossils and a few artificial chemical markers would remain to show we once existed. If a new intelligent species evolved after us, perhaps they would stumble upon mysterious artifacts and wonder who created them and why they no longer exist. This terrifying scenario for us would be a gift for the planet. Nature would reclaim what belongs to it, and life would continue, simply without humans. Our disappearance would prove how fragile we are, no matter the technology or the power we believe we possess. Everything we built could vanish within just a few generations. In the end, the real question is, what does this mean for us who are alive today? If one day everything we create can disappear, what is the true value of our efforts? Perhaps the greatest lesson is to understand that the planet does not need us, but we need it, and that we must care for it while we are here. Because if we disappeared today, the world would not stop. Life would go on, and the planet would heal. And maybe that is the greatest irony of our existence.